Story time, story time, story time again. Story time, story time, story time again.
Hi, welcome to Once Upon a Time, the story time of the San Bruno Library. I'm so glad you're here to join me today. My name is Barbara. I'm the children's librarian at the library, and I am here to share some really special stories with you. We have a magic box here. This is called a Kamishibai theater. This was a present to us from our sister city in Japan, Narita. And I'll show you how it works. But first, let's sing our good morning song. We're glad you're here today. We're glad you're here today. Hi-ho the merry-o. We're glad you're here today. All right. So what's inside here? There is a story in here. And I'm going to open it up and we're going to see. So you can see that the writing is in Japanese, but I'm going to be reading in English. And what it says is a raccoon and hikiochi. This is a very old story. There are many versions of this trickster story. One day, a man named Hikiochi was out fishing. On his way home, he met a rascally raccoon named Gonroku. Gonroku said, "Wow! Where'd you get all those fish? I want to catch fish like that." And Hikiochi replied, "Well, it is so easy. If you just put your tail in the water, the fish will gather automatically." "What a good idea," Gonroku said. "I'll try it." So Gonroku went down to the swamp and sat very still with his tail in the water. "Great! Now I'm going to catch a lot of fish." Except, ouch! Gonroku was surprised, which is not surprising, because a turtle was biting his tail. "Hikiochi tricked me. I will never forget this." Gonroku, that rascally raccoon, thought of ways to trick Hikoichi. Wait a minute. I remember one time Hikoichi told me the thing he hated most in the world was a steamed sweet bun with red bean paste inside. I wonder why he doesn't like those. Anyway, I think I know how to get my revenge. So, Gonroku bought many steamed buns with red bean paste and took them to Hikoichi's house. He threw them through the window. "Hey, Hikoichi, neener, 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 how do you feel now?" But there was Hikoichi, sitting in his house, having a feast on sweet buns with red bean paste. "Ah, you really scared me," he said. Gonroku stomped his feet in frustration. "Tricked again! Rats!" All right. Let's see. I know. I will fill Hikoichi's field full of stones so he can't plant anything. The next morning, Hikoichi was shocked at the sight of his field. He said to himself, Gonroku has done a terrible thing. But out loud, Hikoichi smiled and said, "This is great! I am so glad that Gonroku didn't fill my field with manure. What a relief that he didn't spread horse poo all over the place." Gonroku was watching from behind a bush. He's happy about the stones. Oh man, what can I do? That night, That raccoon Gonroku picked up all the stones right out of the field. He found out it is much easier to throw them in than to get them out. Nevertheless, he worked very hard until the job was done. When the stones were gone, he gathered manure and spread it on the field. Oh, it was really smelly. He was very tired, but he worked all night to get the job done. The next morning, Hikoichi came to his field, and he said to himself, "Hooray! Thanks to Gonroku, I won't have to put any fertilizer on my field. I'll have the best vegetables in town next year." But he put on a sad face and said out loud, "Oh no! Woe is me! My farm is spoiled!" When Gonroku heard this, he jumped with delight. "Hooray! I got him at last!" But you see, because of all that fertilizer, Hikoichi's farm grew the largest sweet potatoes, the biggest melons, and the shiniest eggplants for miles around. Gonroku saw this beautiful harvest and yelled, "Rats, I was tricked again!" He ground his teeth in anger. And that's where we leave the rascally raccoon, Gonroku. The end. So now we close this up, and I'm going to put in a new story. Well, that was a trickster story about the tricky raccoon, and our next story is a traditional Japanese fairy tale that all Japanese children would know about. Kind of like Cinderella, maybe. It's called The 1-Inch Boy. Let's see. Once upon a time, there was an old man and an old woman. They had no children, even though they had been married for a long time. They said to each other, "Oh, I wish we had a child. We would love to have a child." They prayed for a child. "Please, please, we want a child. We would be so happy. Even a tiny child, please." Then, before long, a baby was born. A small, small baby. The tiny baby who could fit on his father's hand. Even though he was small, he was very cheerful. The old man and woman were so glad. They said to each other, "What a beautiful boy, we're so happy." They named this boy Isum Boushi, 1-inch boy, and brought him up with love and care. Isum Boushi became a healthy and clever boy, but he didn't grow very much at all. The children said, "Hey, Shorty, hey, you're so small like a little bean. Stretch up like this." "What? Why are you teasing me?" said Isum Boushi. He thought to himself, "I wish I could grow big. Maybe I can make my way by studying and becoming smart." One day, he said to his papa and mama, "I am so eager to go to a city where I can learn many things." His father said, "I see." And his mama said, "That might be a good idea. But I'm anxious about you a little. You are our excellent son, but you are so small." His mama said, "Wouldn't it be dangerous for you?" Isum Boushi told them, "Do not worry. Please, give me a needle. I will use it as a sword. And give me a bowl and a chopstick." Isum Boushi put the sword in a case made of a stalk of wheat and wore it at his waist. Then he carried his lunchbox on his back. He fastened the bowl and the chopstick together. His preparation was done. He said to his parents, "Now I will go. Be careful! Isumboshi walked on the road carrying the bowl on his back. He went on until he came to the river. He floated the bowl boat in the river and began rowing. He rowed with his chopstick oar. Isumboshi, the 1-inch boy, rowed on his light wooden bowl boat. If a big fish would jump, his boat would turn over. He rowed with all his might, watching the surroundings carefully. He goes forward in the river. Someday, if he keeps going, he will arrive at the city. When it got dark, he rowed quietly under the bridge for a safe place to spend the night. There won't be trouble there when it rains. I'll be safe when the wind blows. This spot is all right. I'm so tired because I rowed all day, but if I sleep, I'll feel better. I must row tomorrow, too. In this way, day after day, he made it to the city at last. Here's the road. So many people are on it. Nobody noticed Isumboshi. He walked on in high spirits. I will find somewhere to stay and study and work at the same time. He hoped to stay at someone's house. He went on for a while, and he saw the house of a great lord. He entered the gate. At the entrance, he said in a loud voice, "Excuse me." The servant said, "Yes, who is it?" But couldn't see anyone. I wonder. I thought I heard someone. "I'm here," said Isumboshi. He hopped up and down. "Oh, there you are. You're smaller than my shoe." Isumboshi said, "Please let me see the master of this house." The servants gathered around because he was so unusual. The master of the house also came. Isumboshi said, "My name is Isumboshi. I want to study, so I came here. Please have me at your house, and I will work very hard as your servant." The master said, "You are so little but brave. It's very interesting. Okay, you can stay at my house and work for me." "Thank you very much." There was a beautiful princess at this house. She was so pleased with Isumboshi, and Isumboshi was told to serve the princess. The princess said, "Clear away the things on the table because I want to practice my Chinese characters." Very well. Isumboshi climbed up on the table and cleared it. Then he rubbed an ink stick and an inkstone. He put his writing brushes in order, extended a white rolled paper on the table, and said, "Princess, it's all ready." "Wow," she said. "Thank you. That was so quick." The princess was so happy with Isumboshi, she said, "I will give you a prize. I will allow you to study with me when I read." When the princess went out, Isumboshi went with her. Today the princess said, "It's really nice. Let's go for a walk and visit a temple." Isumboshi went out with the princess. On their way home, a big ogre came and tried to run away with the princess. "Oh, help," she said. "Hey, wait a minute," said Isumboshi. "What are you doing?" Isumboshi took his needle sword and ran up to the ogre's leg and pricked him in the leg and the stomach. He climbed up on the ogre's head and poked him in the head too. The ogre said, "What an impudent little man! I will swallow you like that." The ogre opened his mouth so wide. Isumboshi jumped in and poked him with his sword right in his mouth. Ouch! Ouch! The ogre tried to swallow Isumboshi, but he couldn't because of the terrible sword. The ogre started crying. Grrr! Spat Isumboshi out and ran away. Princess, are you all right? Did you get hurt? I am okay, thanks to you. I was saved. You are so brave. Isumboshi said, Oh, what is this, Princess? This is something that the ogre dropped. Oh my! It is a mallet of good luck. If you shake it, anything you want will come out. What do you want, Isumboshi? I want nothing. But I do have one wish. I wish to be as big as a normal boy. The princess shook the mallet of good luck. She said, Grow, 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 Isumboshi. Grow, grow, grow. Grow. And what happened? Isumboshi grew big and became a fine young man. Great! The princess opened her eyes wide. Now that he was a normal size, Isumboshi married the princess and came back to his father and mother. They all lived happily ever after. The end. In some parts of the world, including Japan, ghosts are hungry. They eat real food. Kachin the ghost. There was a little child ghost called Kachin that lived in a wood. One day, Kachin took a walk to town. There was a magnet on the street. Kachin said, Here's a nice thing. What is this anyway? Kachin had never seen a magnet. This looks delicious. Let's have a bite. He swallowed the magnet. Ooh, that's not a good idea. Let's find out what happens. An empty can of juice flew through the air and stuck to Kachin's body. Crash! Ah! What's wrong with me? Kachin was so surprised that he started to run away. Another can rolled towards him. Old nails and a hammer left behind started to roll after him. Thump, bump, crash, bang. Ouch, ouch. All these things stuck to his body. No matter how hard he tried to shake them off, the stuff never went away. I don't know what to do. He ran into the park. Here comes his friend. Surprise! The ghost who was Kachin's friend. Kachin, what's wrong? Said Surprise. You have a hammer and nails on your body. I didn't do anything. They just came along. I tried to take them off, but I can't. Well, let me have a try. Surprise took all the things away from Kachin's body and threw them into the trash. Good job? All right, let's go to the center of town. Thank you. As soon as Kachin started to walk, crash! Ouch! Hey, look, Kachin. A toy robot had bashed him in the head. Kachin said, What's going to happen to me? Surprise said, It's a mystery. You have the power of attraction. That robot belongs to my son. That's my son's. Give it back to him. You funny kids. Who are you anyway? Surprise said, We are ghosts. Excuse me, here's your toy. There's something wrong with my friend. What has happened? He attracts everything. The mother said, Sounds interesting, but that does seem to bring you troubles at the same time. And the boy said, I want that ghost for my own. I want to play with it. Get him for me. Wah! Kachin and Surprise were astonished and ran away. They were afraid of being a child's toy. Come on, let's go away. Kachin said, I don't feel so good. My stomach hurts. Kachin, I think you ran too much. No, my tummy hurts. As soon as Kachin finished talking, a tricycle started moving toward them. Thump! The tricycle was attached to Kachin's back. Oh, it's so heavy. Kachin said, I need help. They were embarrassed. Surprise tried to take the tricycle away from Kachin's back, but it's not moving at all. Oh, my tummy hurts. My back hurts. I don't know what to do. Well, there's no choice. Kachin, we have to get you to a doctor. Surprise turned Kachin over and pulled him along on the tricycle. Kachin burst into tears. Then a boy was running after him with an angry face. That's my tricycle, it's mine. But no one could help him. Surprise carried Kachin with the tricycle into the doctor's office in a big rush. The boy followed him. Open your mouth, said the doctor. Say ah. The doctor pulled the tricycle off and took a look into Kachin's mouth. Excuse me, doctor. Kachin has a tummy ache, and he has attracted all these empty cans, a tin robot, and a tricycle. Surprise said to the doctor. Well, that's odd. Let's see. The doctor tried to see inside of Kachin's mouth. All at once, he became transparent. Oops! They were all surprised. Kachin had disappeared, but the magnet was there floating in the air. Aha! I see the trouble. Kachin, you have eaten a magnet. I'll get it out. Don't you worry. Hey, this is quite a big magnet. The doctor took the magnet right out of Kachin's mouth. My goodness! You ate a magnet. Whatever did you do that for? That's why you are attracting all those metal things. Kachin looked shy and laughed. No wonder. I was really surprised, Surprise said with a big smile. They all smiled happily. The end. And that's the stories we have for you right now. But don't go away because there'll be more after the break. See you soon.
You know the old saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. Well, it may look that way, but when you get up close, it's all weeds and stickers. Those big company TV providers may have great introductory offers, but read the fine print. You have to sign a long-term contract? Do they offer free service calls? And just how high do their rates go after the limited time offer expires? At San Bruno Cable, you sign no long-term contract. Our rates are easy to understand without surprises, and if you experience a problem, we offer free service calls on the next business day. Thank you for choosing San Bruno Cable.
Hi, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. So I have for you another Kamishibai story, and I want to let you know that this story is a traditional story from Japan, and at the library you can find some of these fairy tales from Japan. Okay, so let's open up and see what we have. This story is called Returning the Favor of the Crane. Crane is a big white bird. Once upon a time, there was an old man trudging in the snow with firewood on his back. Oh, I couldn't sell any firewood today. I'm afraid my wife will be sad. Just then he heard a noise. Oh, what could that noise be? He looked around to see what it was. He saw a big white crane struggling to escape from a trap. The crane was stretching its neck toward him. It looked like it was begging for help. Oh, you poor crane caught in a trap. Wait, I'll help you. He ran up and helped it escape from the trap. Now you are free. You can fly anywhere. The crane circled above him, flew higher and higher in the sky, and disappeared. When he got home, he told his wife, I helped a crane escape from a horrible trap. Oh, my husband, you did a good thing. The crane must be pleased. Yes, it looked very happy and flew around above me and disappeared. Well, it wanted to thank you. They did not mind that he didn't sell any firewood that day. They kept talking about the crane. The next evening, someone knocked on the door. I wonder who it is at a time like this. He opened the door, and there was a beautiful girl standing in the snow. "Excuse me, I think I'm lost. Could I stay here tonight?" She was shivering, and there was no other house for miles around. "Oh, poor girl, come in, please. Warm yourself up by the fire." They invited her into the house. Once she was warmed up, she started working in the kitchen. Grandpa, she said, "please sit down and relax. I'll prepare you supper tonight." Soon she cooked a delicious dinner from what she could find in the kitchen. It snowed all night, and all the houses and roads were covered with snow. It snowed so much they couldn't go out. The next evening she said to them, "Grandma and Grandpa, I am all alone and I have nowhere to go. Please let me stay here." "How happy we would be if you would stay with us." They were both very pleased. One day, the old man was about to leave for town with firewood on his back to sell when the girl asked him, "Grandpa, please go get some yarn for me in town." Okay. He went to town and sold the firewood. Using the money he earned, he bought some yarn and brought it back home. "Thank you so much. I will weave with this yarn, but promise me that you will never come into the room when I am weaving." That night she locked herself in her room and wove until late. The next morning, when the old man was leaving for town, she came out of the room with a woven cloth in her arms. "Please sell this woven cloth in town." The old man looked at it and blinked his eyes. "What a beautiful cloth this is! Did you make it?" "I've never seen such a beautiful cloth like this." It was a rare Japanese brocade called ayanishiki. The rumor of the beautiful ayanishiki was carried from the village to the town, and at last the lord of the manor heard about its reputation. The lord said, "Call the old man here who has that beautiful ayanishiki." The old man showed it to him as he was ordered. The master was surprised. "This is really wonderful." The lord gave him much money. From that day, the old man and the old woman had plenty of money from the ayanishiki which the girl wove. The old woman wondered, how could she make such wonderful things? She couldn't stand it and broke her promise. She peeped into the girl's room. And this is what she saw. There was a crane weaving cloth from its own feathers. The old woman was shocked, and at that moment she saw the crane transform into a girl. Very sadly, the girl said, "I am the crane that Grandpa helped the other day. I wanted to repay him for his kindness, but I can't stay here now that you know who I am." The girl ran out of the house, and at once she transformed completely back into the crane and flew up on high. "Wait!" They ran after her, but she flapped her wings and flew away. They stood there without moving, and at their feet there was a feather as white as snow. The end. And that's the stories I have for you today. I hope to see you soon at the library. Goodbye.
So sit me down and let the spell begin.